Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Starsector Sundays. This weekend, I bring you the Falcon fleet, or the mostly Falcon fleet. Oh no, we're at 25% CR. Okay, so we have a little bit of maneuvering to do, but Falcon spam was recommended to me by Spectros, and they're his favorite ship. He's done a lot of cool stuff with them, and I'm going to give them a try. But first, we need to get repaired, or convince the enemy fleet to emergency burn. Basically, we're going to go take on a couple bounties, whatever looks biggest and dangerous, and just kind of watch how the ships operate. I'll cover the build of the Falcons after this fight, so y'all have that info as well. But basically, the fleet is a bunch of midline Falcons and a couple 14th Battle Group Falcons, because I lucked into getting them from a Hegemony fleet. Got 2 Drovers, which are primarily here to deliver Atroposes via Trident bombers, and then 4 Tempests using the same fit from my Tempest guide. And that's really the whole thing. The great thing about this fleet is that it's basically entirely hands-off. For many fights, I can just queue up the points, turn on autopilot, and walk away, and it'll run just fine. But of course, we're not going to do that for this. We're going to play it out properly. But yeah, I don't normally play mono fleets like this. Normally I like to have 2 or 3 ship types, or 2 or 3 ship hulls, rather, and kind of have variety. But I can't argue with the effectiveness of this. The main weakness I've found so far is that the time to kill with just Falcons is fairly slow. If I were trying to really go fast, I would perhaps personally pilot a Doom or an Afflictor to deliver the strike damage where it needs to go, you know? But as it stands, Falcons are highly maneuverable, they have very good peak performance time, and very good combat deployment CR costs, so they can redeploy very frequently and very often. Take on large battles with multiple engagements quite handily, kind of like low-tech. Although each tech type does have a ship that has, let me just show you the stats real quick. What I'm referring to is CR per deployment, 12%, and recovery per day, 4%. The Fury has the same stats that way, I believe, and most low-tech ships recover like that. But none of them are so conveniently maneuverable as a Falcon. Well, those fighters fluxed us out fast. Okay, I also have Neural Link going on, so I can just swap to another Falcon, and it will refresh the maneuvering jet's cooldown on whichever one I swap to, which is very handy. Like here, we're almost fluxed out. I'm just going to swap to the other Falcon, grab the heavy mass drivers manually, and use them to help out. There we go. But yeah, just look at how the fleet is behaving without any input. They stay at maximum range. All of the Falcons, except for my personal ones, have hypervelocity drivers. I guess we're covering the build now. So hypervelocity drivers, 1 Gravitron, 1 IR Auto Lance, 2 little PD lasers, and then I think I have Gazer missiles in the missile slots. You can use whatever missiles you want. Oh, Gorgon DEMs. Just for the additional silly beam pressure, but whatever missile is your personal preference probably works. Okay, Tempest's running out of combat readiness. This is the one step that requires perhaps some manual intervention. We'll just retreat all the Tempests and let the Falcons just kind of surround and give the enemy the death by 1,000 cuts. This is what I mean about the slow time to clear. Is, other than the Drovers with the Atroposes, we do not have burst damage. We just tickle, evade, outlast, and slowly melt through the enemy. And honestly, that's kind of the whole thing. There's not a lot more to say. In terms of personal piloting, it's very much I'm just going to take my ship in, stay at maximum range, poke my heavy mass drivers, and if I get pushed up to like 50% flux, I'm just going to back up. If I see an ally that's attacking a target, we can combine our Gravitrons. We could all fire at the same target to make the most of the bonus damage the Gravitron grants. So that's kind of important if you want to be hyper-optimal about it. But we have so many Falcons that they will also just do that naturally on their own. It won't matter too much what I'm doing. But here, there we go. 3 Falcons is 3 Gravitrons, which is the maximum amount of bonus damage from a Gravitron. And in case that doesn't sound super clear, Gravitrons, right? So, first Gravitron increases damage by 5%, second is 8%, and 3 gives you 10% total bonus damage to your opponent's shield, specifically. So once their shield is down, it no longer matters, and you can move to the next target. Okay, he's venting. Let's swap to the other guy. Use him to pressure. And I still am used to flying safety-overridden ships. My main problem piloting this thing is I get too close to the enemy. But this is what I've been doing. I think I made an episode that I called a Let's Play episode just because it was long and I was figuring it out. I did a live stream last Sunday, and that's really been... That was enough to just kind of be like, oh, I think I see how this works now. Could it be refined? Of course. Could I maybe use more manual orders to make my ships do more optimal things? Of course. But just for chillin', hunting bounties, not super necessary. If you want to know how to beat endgame stuff with Falcons, I will make sure to link Spectros's channel down in the description. He is the guy for that. He has the guides and the combat examples. We lost nothing. We killed our bounty target, and they didn't drop any Falcons to add to the horde, so we're not super concerned about anything that they might have. Okay, that's them down. So I think I will include one more fight, but let's go and actually look at what I've got built here. So, the personal one that I am piloting. As we discussed, we have the PD lasers, the 1 IR Auto Lance, the 1 Gravitron, and on this, instead of the Gorgon DEMs, I'm using Breaches, which is just my preferred missile type. And this whole setup of the Falcon mono fleet, mostly mono fleet, really lacks high explosive weapons. So the Breaches just allow me to make a little difference. If I see an onslaught or something, I can throw the Breaches into it to do a bit of armor stripping and expedite the process of killing targets. I have the heavy mass drivers in the front ballistic slot. Instead, you could use heavy needlers or heavy autocannons or just hypervelocity drivers. It's whatever your preference is. I'm just using these because I wanted a little more oomph and a little less range than the hypervelocity driver offers. For hull mods, we have integrated targeting unit for more range, neural interface, because that's the thing I've been doing, and hardened subsystems for more uptime, because although these things do not kill enemy ships very quickly, with hardened subsystems attached, they do outlast. Specifically, an Onslaught by default has 720 peak performance time. With this plus captain skills, we have 780, so we outlast basically almost any ship in the game, assuming they don't also have hardened subsystems and a captain with combat endurance. For captain skills, I have helmsmanship, impact mitigation, ballistic mastery, gunnery implants, field modulation, and of course combat endurance. I'm not really sure what else I might take there. I am also 5 skill points deep into leadership so that I can have best of best and an officer bonus, which will not be super relevant here as I haven't S-modded everything yet. Still saving up story points, still would need a lot to do that. But honestly, in its current iteration, unless I'm going to go fight endgame enemies, which I am not nearly feeling sweaty enough to do right now, this fleet in its current iteration is just fine. So I'm going to go back to the core worlds and see if I can get another big bounty to populate or another fight. We'll film another fight and then that'll be it. Anyway, that's kind of where we're at. I'm going to do a little pause of the recording here and then I'll pop back in once we are at our target. I found them. Now, this one in the report said it was the most valuable through 358,000 credits. We'll see, because looking at it, it's just a bunch of cruisers, but they do have, let's see here, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, they have 10 officers. That's probably why the game has estimated it such a large payout. So we'll go in, we'll fight this, and we'll see how it is. They have a lot of ship variety in there, and a lot of officers, although they did emergency burns, so their combat readiness is lower. I think we're going to be just fine. There's not even any bonus difficulty here, so hopefully it's just a chill time. That's kind of what I'm here for at this point. Relax, mess around, not get into anything too sweaty. Although if it happens, it happens. But if I'm going to play for keeps, I would rather probably be personally piloting an Afflictor or the Ziggurat or a Doom. I do still need to try that Doom build that someone submitted. I'll have to dig back through the comments to find that. But much to do and only so much time in which to record and video edit. So I know there have been lots of suggestions in the comments. I am trying to read everything and note take and all of that, but I cannot promise that I will guaranteedly get to everyone's things. That would be a recipe for definitively disappointing one person or another. So do keep the suggestions and build ideas and mod suggestions and ship suggestions coming. That is all fuel for these episodes. So I do want to try and do something different each week. I don't want to fly, Falcons this week and then come at you again next week and be like, hey guys, same Falcons, At least gotta change up the build or change up and fight a tougher or a more varied enemy like we've done independents. Have we done 2 independent bounties back to back? I am so here that I can't even remember what I just fought. But yeah, I would need to change it up. We need to fight the hegemony one week, Tri-Tac the next week, that kind of thing. If I were going to run the same ships. So, all the suggestions are good. Keep them coming, keep them coming. Oh man, I am awake. But we've got this. Doing a stellar job. Oh, stellar job pressuring that Aurora. He is done being in the front line, apparently. Yeah, I really do think in the current game version, and probably in prior versions, just kinetic damage is king. We do a lot of shield pressure. Enemy doesn't get to fire their guns, basically. Oh, poor little Condor got into the front line and got blasted. What's our other ship doing? He's up here. Ooh, isolated heron. Now that's a target to go for. I like that. Let's swang jangle over toward him. Pressure him, throw out the breaches, keep up the pressure. Perfect. Good job with the Terminator drones. Oh, we got flamed out. Oh no. I don't know what did that to me, but we got the target. That's what matters. And let's just put an eliminate order on the next one. Come on, repair those engines. Why does this always happen to me? Repair those engines. Let's turn around. Rotate, rotate, rotate. We have another Heron to crack. And Tempests are at this stage basically ready to retreat. I do think if I was going to tinker with Falcons more, I would want maybe a more defensive or point defense oriented frigate to be the frigate of the fleet. Maybe Omens for their anti-fighter capabilities, maybe Centurions just for their sheer durability and ability to mount lots of tack lances to kind of help out. Get 'em. Good. Breaches took his nose armor off, and now we just shoot at his weak point for massive damage. Okay, what's our other Falcon doing? Let's neural link over there. But yeah, I do think, because this ship is super chill to fly, there's not a lot of mental decision-making to be done, so I think neural link really gives me something to do. Something to think about is when to switch, check up on ships. Oh, I learned something recently. You can pause the game and switch ships. And it doesn't unpause. I did not realize this for quite a while. But that is just a thing, and I need to remember to abuse it forevermore. It's just that good. We're out of breaches. Oh, we're still on eliminate order on the Heron. Okay. They will get him. Let's see what we're doing here. Bullying a Centurion. Oh, enemy fleet defeated. That's it. I see. Dang it, that doesn't even get us to the 20-minute mark. We need to go find one more fight, I think. We got quotas to make. Anything we want to recover? A little Vanguard, a little Enforcer. Might as well. Not bad things to have around. Ooh, a Mule. Someone said on last live stream, Mule was their favorite ship, and I quite agree. Mule was my first ship that I used like a ton of when I was just starting out playing the game. Mainly because I focused a lot more back then on trading and doing explore missions and spy sats and package deliveries. The Mule was great for that, but not great for this. We're going to leave him behind and go ahead and just auto-fit these guys up with something. Really, they're just going to be chaff to throw at the enemy. And I'll go see if we can catch, like, this one, 3 Astrals is a lot of Astral. Like, I'm curious. Even if I lose, it could prove interesting. Where's this at? Oh, it's just next door. Radiated World Giant Primary Star. Okay, I think we know exactly where that is, and I will pop the recording back on once we're over there. Okay, well bam, we're here. Now we have Garcia's fleet with the triple Astral there, but also the little pirate fleet. There's the pirate base. So if we, I was hoping I could go a little further north and try and pull the pirate fleet in. You know what? Let's use a story point. Let's try and lure, yeah, all of that. No, the whole thing, please. Can we then tap? And yeah, that'll get us everyone. It did kind of kill my CR. This was probably a mistake. 60% battle difficulty. Probably a mistake, Ducky. Just a little to push our CR so low to try and do this, but we'll see. I think the Astrals will hard counter the Falcons, and I did save before this. Like, we're not at any actual risk. This last fight is a test. And then we'll call it a video when this is over. I was going to say we'll call it a night, but it may not be nighttime where you are. Nighttime is just when I tend to record. Okay, deploy more ships. But it really depends on if they, because I'm mixing the fleets together, there's less of a chance that they will have deployed all of their Astrals in one go. And we may have better odds to take them down one by one, which would probably be a good thing. And yeah, it mixes in the pirate trash, like that safety overridden Hound and the Wayfarer and stuff. And we may be able to do some outsized damage. Okay, there. It also depends on what they have for fighters. I see claws, I see daggers, I see, yeah, okay, so 2 Astrals on the field. 2 Astrals on the field. Okay. Which means they don't have... Yeah. Because they deployed so many capital ships, we have them outnumbered. Which is really good for us. So really, it's just a matter of don't overextend into their fighters. And get in range and pressure. So all their capital ships are going to be easy to crack. I'm just going to put engage orders down so that we don't lose track of them, and see if we can do this. Oh, Hellborse. Okay, Hellborse. Fair. Yeah, I think we just have enough saturation of, like, sheer number of Falcons that we're going to be okay. Even with playing fast and loose with, like, CR and story pointing my way in here to try and get a bigger fight. Which definitely did work. It did work. Are you okay? Where's my other guy? Okay, he's right there. It's probably fine. Focus in. Got him down. Okay. But yeah, they don't have... Because they deployed 2 Astrals, they don't have enough ships to form a front line and run interference. This is often a problem when the AI is using Astrals, is they will just not bring enough smaller ships to back them up, and you can just easily, very easily crack them and get good value. Which, I don't know if that's intentional or not, but I don't mind it. Okay, now, oh yeah, now we back up. So we have plenty of command points. I actually just want to pull our whole fleet backward for a second. So we're kind of far forward. Give them some breathing room, the enemy. That way we can respread out our battle line and not get surrounded by them, hopefully. Tempest combat readiness decreasing soon. So we're going to retreat all of our Tempests, which is fine. We have a Falcon left to deploy, I guess. We've actually also earned a clean disengage. We could just leave. So if I weren't doing this as a, you know, kind of an exhibition, showcasey thing for entertainment, if I were playing for keeps, for blood on Iron Man, I would just leave now. I would just take the clean disengage. I don't think I've lost a ship yet. And we would just soak up the delicious EXP and see what the re-engage looked like. But as it stands, we are here to play for blood and for fun and explosions. So, see how we do. See if we do. Tempest retreated. Okay, that gets our last Falcon onto the field. Yeah, I didn't realize the clean, or the story point disengages were actually reducing my ship's combat readiness. I did not read, basically. That's on me. Okay, that Shrike is basically out of the running. And let's go for the next one. Yeah, their fleet has a lot of things that I just don't count as terribly threatening in AI hands, like the Shrikes. Oh, that one stayed in. Okay, well, it's dead now. Colossus Mark IIs, or Mark IIIs, rather. Unless the pirates get better blueprints. Actually, no, they have, what are those? Claws? Those might be attached to the Colossus. They might be from the Astral. Oh, we've pushed them against the back wall anyway. I thought we were further back on the field than this, but that's okay. We can slam them into the wall if this is how well it's working. How well the Falcon fleet is working. I will say it is working better than I expected, given my lack of experience in Falcon usage. Falcon spam like this might be a viable thing to suggest to a newer player, to have kind of a hands-off fleet, because like I could, or you could, run this fleet of just nothing but Falcons and some Tempests, and then run whatever you wanted as your personal ship. Because the Falcons are fast enough that they'll be able to, you know, keep up and help you and pressure enemies and operate very independently of you if needed. Or help you, depending on what you're flying. If you want Onslaught, you might want some Enforcers to escort you. If you're playing like an Odyssey, then it's just you are a mobility-based ship, and your allies are also going to be very mobile, so it'll just work. Todd, Starsector, Howard, it just works. That's how it is. Actually, that was good barrage there from the Trident bombers. And I do still have breaches. Let's just... Okay, he's overloaded. Let's swap to the friend. Get this guy in front to cover. Vanguard reports danger. I don't care about the Vanguard. He can stuff it. Oh, Sabos. Okay, that's what's getting us. Fighters equipped with Sabos. Okay. Back to my primary ship. So whatever the final Astral there has for fighters, that's kind of rough. But we're doing good. We're holding. We have a lot of peak performance time left. That's the other thing, is that we can just leave. Take the re-engage if we need to. Yeah, I was hoping, I don't know, on the one hand I was hoping like, oh yeah, you know, I'll time this to be exactly 30 minutes. No, it's not how it's working out. I chose, as my last fight, this giant behemoth of a combat, so we're gonna be here a minute. Okay, drovers are losing readiness. Let's get both sets of drovers off of the field. Oh, yep, shoving them to the wall over there. Very nice. Let's back up. We are taking a lot of squall hits there. Vent and swap. I like that my two neural-linked ships are staying near each other. Easy to make them work together like that. Okay, I am going to slip in and Pressure the Astral a bit, make it think. Actually, no, we should help with the Venture kill. Whoop, back up. Careful with the enemy Anubis. Very careful. Get out of here, Omen. Get out of here. Tiny little guy. Being good defense. Until you're not. Okay, and at this stage, I will put that engage order back on the enemy Astral. Just because I think we can do it. 5 minutes of uptime left. Yeah, because they're shoved to the wall, they don't have maneuvering room. Just keep prodding at them and make sure we don't slip and fall into the Astral's fighters and explode. Pressure that Aurora down. But yeah, noticing not a lot of officers in things like the Auroras and stuff here, which is not good for them. Great for us, not good for them. Okay, and he is literally stuck on the back wall, so pummel. Very good. Swap to the other one. Some shots on that Grendel while it's venting. Grendel is gonna be rough without high explosive damage. But, oh yeah, that Aurora has an officer. See, I just said I didn't see a ton of officers. Now they have some. Just put my mass drivers on auto fire. My little mouse finger is getting tired of holding down the fire button. So we'll just do that on auto now. We have no breaches in this one. No, we have some breaches left in this ship. Okay. Can work with that. Breaches out. Get out of here, Anubis. Nobody likes you. And by nobody likes you, I mean basically everybody likes you. You're cool. You're effective. However, you're on the wrong team today. The wrong team today. Enforcer disabled. Did we finish off the... we did finish off those guys. It's just surround and crush these guys at the top of the map here. Very good. Ooh, landmine. Doom. Doom. I forgot they had a Doom, honestly. But that Doom doesn't have an officer, so it's not going to be super threatening. Now, Anubis retreated. I don't know. Is their whole fleet retreating? Or just some? Let's just throw the breaches at the Doom. We'll see if he catches them or not. Oh, yep, he caught him right on the face. Took some armor damage across his front. Just avoid landmines. Stick to him. Mainly staying focused on the Doom because he is unpredictable. We want to keep him... Yeah, because he could do that. Put a landmine behind us. Oh, no. Oh, okay. Okay, yep, there's the overload. I trust myself more to escape landmines than the AI, so I'm not going to swap out like I normally would with Neuralink until we're safe. There we go. That's why we watch the Doom. Or the Grendel. Get him, everyone. Melt him down. He's so durable. Need explosive damage. Focusing the Astral's not a bad plan either. But yeah, see what I mean about time? Time to kill. It just takes a lot. What are you doing? Get out of there. I don't know why he autopiloted in that close. I managed to swap to him and get him out, but he is not acting smart. So let's ditch the engage order, in case that was part of the reason. But yeah, that overextension by him caused him to die. So, my ships in particular, not always the smartest. That's how it seems. Okay, but let's focus on lightly armored targets instead of the Grendel. Let's try and crack the Astral. Having that dead would be great. Oh, there's another Astral. Okay. They've simply deployed more Astral. And there is the combat readiness warning for one of our Falcons. So it's time to get off of the field. Let's put it on 2x speed. We may lose a Falcon or two on the way out, depending. But I think we'll be okay. Let's go ahead and put it on 3 or 6 times speed. Expedite this process a bit. Yeah, we're going to lose that Falcon up top there, I bet you. Chased by a Doom and a Fury. And now everything, yeah. So we've lost 4 ships, one of which was the Enforcer, which barely counts, and they've lost almost everything. So, let's move to engage again. I think we've got this. Deploy everyone, even the, well, maybe... Oh no, it put me in the wrong ship. Maybe not. The ships that are in yellow readiness. Squinting. Eyes just a little tired here. That is my Neuralink Falcon. That should have my correct guns and stuff. Yes. And my matched pair is, yeah, dead right now. We have no breaches to speak of. Okay. Fan out and grab the objectives. Basically, you're just going to run, just like last time, run wide. Try and kill everything and then surround the Astrals and poke them to death. Most of their ships should not prove very resistant. Low on hull or low on CR, like this guy. And I am still on autopilot. I think we'll be fine. Yeah, oh gosh, I forgot. How much? Astrals lose 15% CR per deployment. That one's down to 58, but this one is down to 21%. He was in for way too long. So as long as we don't get nuked, like what does the healthy Astral have for fighters? Cobra, Broadsword, Dagger. Okay, so it might deal significant damage, depending. Okay, I see the Dagger bombers there chasing one of our poor Falcons. But yeah, overall, I think we've got this. The Doom is also at 40% readiness, which puts it in malfunctioning range, just barely. It has no front armor, yeah, so it can just get poked by a little Falcon there. Okay, how are you going to handle the fighter barrage? That's the question. Not very well. Just stick to your target and pray. Okay. I mean, fair. You are going to kill him at the rate you're going. Astral depth. Oh. Off screen, we cracked the big Astral that had all the combat readiness left. Okay. Okay then. We've probably basically won this then. Yeah, there goes that venture. Just gonna put it on 2x speed. We are, I'm pretty sure, in the mop-up step here. So yeah, Falcon's surprisingly good. Even with barely any input and barely any non-Falcon support. Only real thing that I personally don't enjoy is the time it takes for them to kill stuff, but I played a way too much safety over analytic paths, so my perception of what is normal in that way is probably skewed to all hell and back. So, this one's gonna go a little long. We may be more like at the 40-minute mark, but it's probably fine. It's hard to time these things, but I don't know. I don't know if it's better for something to be a little too longer than intended, rather than shorter than intended. Let me know what you think down below. Have they decided to retreat yet? Okay, we're just gonna... Oop, tactical map. 2 times speed. 6 times speed. Because, yeah, I don't think there's anything left here that's going to be terribly valuable to observe. I think we can just get out of the fight now and call it good. Alright, and there's a victory. We lost only the 4 ships. We did pretty dang good. The triple Astral was interesting, not as bad as it could have been. Yeah, not as threatening as I'd hoped, but still interesting to observe. Let's recover. Oh no, me Falcon. I don't know. I think I'm done with the Falcon monofleet stuff for now. Again, I'm going to go boot up my modded run for next week. And I can produce Falcons at my colony here, so it's fine. We can leave that Falcon behind. I think I will take the Grendel in its place and maybe a couple Hounds just to fill out the fleet, because I don't know what I'll be doing in vanilla next time I return, or in unmodded, I should say. That will kind of just depend. Let's get those guys auto-fitted up. And alright, I think that about covers it. If you have any questions, let me know down in the comments, and I will see you all next week, next Sunday, if not sooner. So, have a wonderful day, night, afternoon, or evening, everyone, and I will say cue the outro. Hey, you made it to the outro. Glad to have you here. Hope you enjoyed. If you have any questions about the ships, particular enemies, etc., let me know down in the comments. Thanks to all the various channel members and Patreon supporters for their continued assistance. It's only due to people like you that I have enough supplies and fuel to keep delivering videos to everyone. If you'd like to support the channel, you can do so for as low as $1 using the join button down below for YouTube membership, or by heading over to my Patreon page, link down in the description. The mod list for this episode is also in the video description. See you all in the next one. It's time for me to go back to the editing bits.